Hello and welcome to Mom Your Way, the podcast for moms who are ready to stop second-guessing themselves and start showing up with calm, confidence, and self-trust. I'm Lauren LaSalle, mentor, mom, and fellow human in the middle of messy motherhood. Around here, we don't do perfection, we do presence. Each week, you'll hear honest conversations, gentle encouragement, and grounded support to help you tune into your own wisdom, care for yourself without guilt, and mother in a way that actually works for you. Because your way is the right way. So let's take a deep breath and begin.
Hello, I am so glad you're here. Today, we are talking about a concept that comes up all the time in gentle parenting spaces, and it's one that's especially powerful for moms and their littles. So we are going to be talking about co-regulation. So let's get into it. So what is co-regulation? Co-regulation is the process of helping someone else regulate their nervous system, usually through your own calm and steady presence. So if your child is having a meltdown, if they're feeling scared or feeling overwhelmed, they are not developmentally able to calm themselves totally down back to baseline on their own. That's just developmentally where they are. They're not able to do that. So that is where we come in. Through our tone, through our body language, our breathing, and just our presence, you become their anchor and you help them feel safe enough to settle down, to come back down from that elevated state. Co-regulation is different than fixing or stopping their feelings because it's not about getting them to snap out of it. It's about holding space for our child's emotions and staying steady enough so that they can begin to find their way back to calm with our support. So why is this so powerful for children? So like I was saying, kids, especially toddlers and young children, are still developing the parts of their brains that help with emotional regulation. They can't do it on their own. They need support. So when your child is crying or yelling or feeling overwhelmed, their nervous system is flooded and they need a regulated adult nearby to help them move through it safely. And when we co-regulate consistently, over time, our children learn what regulation feels like. Their nervous system begins to wire for safety and trust, and that becomes the foundation for emotional resilience, healthy relationships, and being able to self-regulate later in life. So even when it doesn't look or feel like it's working in the moment, your presence, your calm, and your compassion are doing so much more than you think. So I have been using this with my daughter all the time since she was born. And if we tend to absorb other people's feelings, especially our kids, and we can feel really overwhelmed if there's a lot of noise, a lot of emotions happening. So being able to regulate ourselves and be there for a tiny human who needs us can be really tricky. So my go-to is always deep breathing. If I notice that she's having a hard time feeling angry, sad, overwhelmed, I will pick her up, hold her if she lets me, and just do some deep breathing. And like I was saying before, it doesn't always feel like in the moment is working, but it does. And she can feel my breath, my slow and steady breath. She knows that I am there for her and that I'm not trying to necessarily fix things, and that it's okay for her to feel that way. And so just by being there and doing those slow breaths, and I do this at bedtime too because it takes her a while to actually settle down. She gets really hyped up at bedtime, which is really hard as a parent. And so once she finally sort of starts to settle, or as I can tell she's sort of starting to settle, I will hold her if I can. I will do some deep breathing so either she can feel it or she can hear it. And I think that helps her fall asleep too because it helps her sort of fall into a deep breathing pattern rather than like the all hyped up type of breathing that she tends to do at bedtime. So this is something that in concept is very simple, but like I was saying before, if you tend to feel overwhelmed yourself when your kid is having a difficult time having and expressing a lot of emotions, it can be tricky to regulate yourself. So now I'm going to go into why it sort of matters for us too. So like I was saying, we are often already feeling overstimulated. We feel our child's emotions in our bodies. It can be hard to stay calm. And co-regulation isn't about being perfectly calm. It's about being aware of your own internal state and gently guiding both of you back to connection. So what that can mean is taking a deep breath before responding, lowering your voice when you want to raise it, sitting on the floor and holding your arms open even when your child is flailing, saying something like, "You're having a really big feeling. I'm right here with you." And sometimes it means stepping away for a second to regulate yourself first. And that is not failure. That is so, so important. We have to take care of ourselves to really be there for our kids because we matter in this process too of co-regulation and in everything in our kids' lives. We matter too. So being able to take a step away, do a couple deep breaths, whatever you need to sort of settle yourself as much as you can before re-entering the situation with your child will help so much. It will help them settle faster. It will help them feel safe. If we aren't able to regulate ourselves and we are using a tone of voice that makes them feel scared or unsafe, or we are yelling, or whatever we sort of automatically do when we are in that super aroused, overwhelmed state as well, it is not always helpful for our kids, right? And maybe it's not how we want to approach these situations, and is probably not how we want to respond to our kids or be there for them. And sometimes it just happens. But having the awareness to be able to step out and then regulate yourself as much as you can, go back in and help your child settle, be there for them, be there for their feelings, let them know it's okay to feel that way, and just be with them will help them so much, not only now, but down the road. As adults, if you are able to learn how to regulate yourself as a child, just imagine as an adult how our kids will be able to handle things so much better, because I know this was something that I had to learn as an adult. And it's hard to learn that as an adult. I mean, it was just me pretty much doing it for myself. So if we can help our kids with this now, it's really going to set them up for success in the future. So like I was saying, just to sort of sum this up a little bit, here are a few ways that you can practice co-regulation. So breathing. Breathe slowly and audibly so they can hear you, because they will often sync their breath with ours without even realizing it. And that helps them learn that when I'm in this state, if I can slow down my breathing, this will help me feel better. Our body language matters a lot. So making sure that you soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw. I know sometimes we have to be reminded of these things. Get low, physically low to the height of your child, and emotionally. So we're just quiet, we're peaceful, we're there for them. And keep your voice gentle and soothing. And you can say things like, "You're safe, I'm right here. It's okay to feel upset. I'll stay with you. Let's take some deep breaths together." Whatever feels comfortable for you to connect with your child and truly, truly be there for them. And don't forget about regulating before the meltdown happens. So ultimately, we want to have predictable routines, quiet time, slowing down the pace for our children. All of these things could help co-regulation happen more smoothly. So if you have one takeaway from this episode, have it be this: your calm is contagious, but so is your overwhelm. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to get it right every time, because we won't. But the more you practice co-regulation with your child and with yourself, the more peaceful and connected your home can feel. And that's what we all want, isn't it? So this is one of the most powerful gifts you can give your child, is a safe and steady place to land, and is one of the most healing gifts you can give yourself too. So if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Come say hi on Instagram or leave a review. That helps the podcast reach other moms who also need this support. If you know of a mom who needs this episode, please send it to them, share it with them. I'd love for these tools to be able to reach as many moms as possible so we can all feel a little bit more supported. And if you want deeper support with things like co-regulation, emotional overwhelm, and caring for your needs as a mom, there are a few ways that you can work with me. I have a one-to-one coaching and a group mentorship program. So I will list all of those in the episode description. You can check out more information and sign up for those. And just remember that you are doing a great job. You are exactly the parent your child needs. It's not easy to be a parent. It's not even easy to be a human sometimes. So be gentle with yourself. Everything's going to be okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. There you go. Co-regulation. I will see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mom Your Way podcast. You can help support the podcast by taking a minute to rate and review it, or share a favorite episode with a fellow mama. Visit laurenlasalle.com for free resources, information about my programs, and to join my email list. You can connect with me on Instagram at @IamLaurenLasalle or email me at lauren@laurenlasalle.com. See you next week.